plantation slave. Yeah, she's swinging for the fences. A Hollywood plantation slave. Huh. She writes, Jesse Williams, whose tirade after receiving the 2016 BET Humanitarian Award for his black activism. Black activism? I think for his activism. Was nothing short of an attack on white people. Or the other side is, let's be real, Nate, we're talking about black activism. BET, and if you think about what he has been out there talking about and on the forefront, it's issues that primarily pertain to black people. So maybe she's right there. Let's be fair. Claiming that he saved his worst criticisms for whites. And Dash is very outspoken. And listen, let me be honest with you, full disclosure. I do watch the Fox show Outnumbered. I watch it. I do, for several reasons. Some are more obvious than others. One of those reasons that I watch that show is because I like to hear the banter. Stacey Dash is a regular contributor to that show. Like, she sits on the show. And if I had to judge the quality of her opinions, the quality of her observations, the quality of her takes, it's not on par with the other women who sit around there. I mean, it just seems to me like some of the other women have more thoughtful and insightful comments. And in fact, it appears to me sometimes as if Stacey's only role is to be the black chick who's willing to sling some mud. So who's really on the plantation? Okay, sometimes when people criticize you, they're really criticizing themselves. Okay, you've got to understand that. Sometimes people project their issues about themselves onto you. I'll give you an example. There was a gentleman who has some issue with my show at my old job. Decided he wants to go on social media. He shouted me down. I should do this. I should do that. If you examine what this gentleman is really doing in terms of the world of media, what you quickly will understand, and I realize instantaneously, is that in fact, this dude had a problem with his lack of success, his shortcomings. It really wasn't about me. And what you'll find is that there's a lot of people that do that. I don't know why adults do that, but they do that. And perhaps Stacey Dash is guilty of that. Plantation, come on now. Come on now. You know, she says Jesse Williams is on the plantation. But if she decided to go on Fox's show Outnumbered, which is a genius idea. You get 4 women. You can say 4 attractive women. And they wear very revealing skirts, I think. And then there's one guy in the middle who is outnumbered by the ladies. That's a strong concept. Very strong concept. I like it, actually. I don't always like the political opinions of like the women on on the couch, but it is what it is. Okay, don't judge me. Damn it, don't judge me. But I've never thought that Stacey Dash had the ability to speak her mind. So, for instance, she goes on that show, and there's an issue for which she feels as if Barack Obama was righteous. Is she really in a place? Is she really free? Are they going to look at her differently if she's the black chick on the show who's always supporting Obama? No. Yes, they are. But if she critiques Obama and he's a socialist, and even if it doesn't make any sense, she's criticizing, the people that Fox routinely criticize, she's got a job. She's got a job. But that's how I feel about Stacey Dash. And yes, she is nominated for a Gilligan of the Week. Tonika writes, you have a chairman mom tattoo, Nathan. Yes, I do. The tattoo, oh my God, the pain. I never forget when I showed her, it was right after it happened. She had no love at all because I know I'm trying to inflict some punishment. Ashley writes, I just read that. Cherica writes, I recently had a case where this kid got his butt beat by his grandmother. And he sent a message to President Obama via the internet, asking that his grandmother be punished. And the White House made a CPS report, LOL. It was a crazy case. Are you serious? You telling me some kid dropped a dime on his grandmother and told the president? That's big. That is hit. So what happened? And you telling me that the White House actually made a report? And if you get a report from the White House, you got to take that serious, no matter how frivolous or how much of a lack of substance is really, involved in the scenario. The hell's wrong with these kids these days? What is wrong with these children? I mean, whatever happened to the generation of kids who just would shut the hell up and let their parents abuse them? We knew better than to call 2-for-1 kids on our parents because they feed us. Kiki writes, I used to love the Club Primetime up there, one of my spots back in the day. I was a regular patron myself. Oh, yeah. That was back when they were like places and clubs for teens to go to, right? And young adults to go to. Kiki writes, I'm so sick of that BS now, no snitching mess. It's called Community Watch. Safety first. I'm with you. Dare writes, hell no, that is not snitching. I wish I knew who that were. I would tell in a heartbeat and will not take the reward money. That assault was senseless and he needs to be tortured, then thrown in jail. Come on now. Tortured, Daryl. Torture. Woody writes, no, she is a female lawn jockey. Everett writes, Stacy Smash. Yes, she can still get it. Stacy Smash. Yeah, Stacy Dash is still looking yummy. She really is. Let's keep it real. She is. And that's the only thing that's stopping me from completely turning against her. And she's got her opinions. And sometimes it's just so cute. She's got her little opinions with her fine self. She's back in the fantasy file. Rashidi writes, just tuned in. Not sure if you already said it. The switch is a remnant of the master's wit. Evidence of the far-reaching effects of slavery. Let's free ourselves from the chains on our brain. I agree. The switch? So here's the thing. Did Africans prior to the mass exodus of black bodies for commodifications purposes to a brand new world, since before that happened, did Africans physically discipline their children? I'm sure they did. I'm sure that there are some switches on the Serengeti. I'm sure. Deanna writes, Stacey Dash, pot calling the kettle black. Exactly. How you going to say Jesse Williams is on the Hollywood plantation when you're on the Fox News channel's plantation, Stacey? You can't speak your mind. If Obama does something that she agrees with, they just have to ignore it. There's only one person who I've seen who's been able to carve out to have any kind of balance when it comes to the president, and that's Juan Williams. And he leans to the right. But I've seen time after time after time him arguing with an entire panel because he's a contributor on Fox News show The Five. Same concept, basically. You got 5 to 6 different people, typically 5, on that show. On Outnumbered, I think you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 to 6 people as well. So, honestly, it looks like Fox News has picked up onto, either stumbled upon or developed what seems to be a strong format for a couple of their shows, the whole ensemble bit. But, only Juan Williams. Props to Juan. I don't always agree, but I see him making the point. I've seen him correct people. They come for him. Call him all kind of names. You're a liberal. You're an Obama sympathizer. And the man still holds it down. Jekyll writes, sources such as Fox love when black women such as Stacey Dash browbeat black people. An example of a bedwench. Jekyll writes, 4 attractive white women. Huh, Nathan? LOL. I'm not sure what that means. Mike writes, if it came out that Stacey Dash filed bankruptcy and reported her main income was from sugar daddies. But she always says people need to stop being lazy. Huh? I mean, Stacey Dash, yeah, she might be sugar daddy quality, and she's 49. 49. Brent writes, she ain't relevant and needs this type of exposure to be in the public eye. When was she cast in anything lately? Deflection and insecurity. Jekyll writes, yes, the White House actually made a report To us, it was unfounded, but it happened. Shaking my head. Wow, that is deep. What's wrong with these kids these days? You telling the president, is that going to damage the relationship between that kid and the grandmother? Like, if you have a grandchild and you beat that child for its own good, okay, you didn't like it, but you knew you had to do what you had to do. And then the child sends a letter to the president, and actually there's a response at the child's school. Are you ever going to go clear? You going to touch that child again? Maybe, maybe not. You can't wait, though. You can't wait. And the first time they do something that's an offense, you got to go right back in quick. Crystal writes, I met a black European French Uber driver. He has been here only 3 years and has become an activist. My point is that anyone that looks at America, her policies, her laws, her hypocrisy, can't help but see that blacks are mistreated in thought and deed. If you're honest and objective, you can't help but to be an activist for the plight of black people in America. Ill flow. Ill flow. Me agrees. I agree. Ms. D writes, that scar is just a reminder that your mom don't play, Nate. Corporal punishment was for intentional violations of the rules. Doing something you knew was a rule. Everything else was a loss of privileges, or my mom's favorite, the guilt trip. Her telling us how disappointed and sad our behavior made her, LOL. And that worked wonders with me and my sister. Yeah, that works well with my daughter as well. And that's a good thing, because that means your kids respect you. I've always believed that if your child respects you, then you're going to have a better relationship and you're going to be able to influence them far more than if they're afraid that if they break a rule, they're going to get a corporal punishment. That's what I've always believed. Wanda Woody writes, that is where the word cracker came from. The overseer would crack that whip on your ass. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Gilligan of the week. Well, you know, we got to touch up Stacey Dash. Absolutely.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale.
How can a woman that fine be that so wrong? How can a woman that fine? And listen, maybe she don't have a problem with black folks. Maybe Stacey Dash, and I want to give her the benefit of the doubt because she's so beautiful. And before you say, what makes her beautiful, Nate? Is it her skin color? Is it her eyes? What is it? Is it her European American features? It's all of that. Okay, it's just my personal viewpoint. Don't judge me. Okay, I'm a black man in America. Okay, I can't help but to be influenced by the world around me. So don't listen. Stop. When I was younger, I had a thing for Wonder Woman, Linda Carter. That's righteous. Okay, that was within my age bracket. Okay, it was on television. Well, what else was I supposed to do? Hey, don't blame me. Man, Rhonda writes, most of the time, I think I got all of that. Yeah, I think I read that. What else? Kiki still loves the Gilligan thing. I'm glad you still like it. I'm glad you still like it. So what have we learned this week? We've learned that so far, only black men have been implicated with the Metropolitan Sewer District investigation. And when I say implicated, I mean that there is an implication in the media. There have been no charges filed, no grand hearings, but it looks like there's going to be some grandstanding. That's Christopher Smitherman, a current member of City Council, Mr. Sam Malone, a former member of City Council, Mr. Charlie Winburn, a current member of City Council, and Mr. Tony Parent, who was the former director of MSD, who now, he left the city. He's got a new job. He's not even here anymore. So, a couple of questions. Did Tony Parent leave because it was getting too hot? Because he knew he had did wrong and he wanted to get out before it got impossible to get out? Or did he say enough is enough with this damn city and this damn job, trying to implicate me and something else? It's just very, very odd. How deep is the media going to dig? And they're digging really deep now. I mean, they have subpoenaed records. They know the exact times of cell phone records. I mean, they got cell phone records of people that work for the city to ascertain the exact time in which people like Charlie Winburn was receiving phone calls. That's deep. I mean, that is super deep. Now, Is the media going to investigate other